Family rejection cuts deep because we expect love and support from those closest to us. But here's the truth. Rejection is often rooted in their fear or jealousy. Sometimes your growth makes them confront their own stagnation, and that's uncomfortable. When you evolve, you outgrow the box they put you in. Maybe you were supposed to be the quiet one, the failure, or the reliable helper. When you break that mold, they don't know how to handle it. Rejection often says more about them than you. They project their own insecurities onto you because it's easier than facing their pain. But don't let that betrayal define you. Pain, when used correctly, can become a tool for growth. Let it sharpen your determination. Let it propel you forward. And remember, just because family rejects you doesn't mean you're forsaken. Build your circle with people who choose you, who see your worth. Family isn't just blood. It's love, loyalty, and acceptance. And then everyone says, you may have been rejected, but you are not broken. Rise up. Keep going. Your story isn't finished yet. Family rejection is often rooted in fear or jealousy, even when it's not obvious. Fear can come from watching someone grow beyond the familiar. When you begin to chase dreams, improve yourself, or step into your purpose, it challenges the comfort zone of those who have stayed the same. They may fear losing the version of you they're used to, the one who fit into their world without question. Your transformation forces them to confront the fact that they've stayed in place, and that's a hard pill to swallow. Jealousy, on the other hand, can rear its head when your success or growth highlights their own insecurities. It's not that they dislike you as a person, it's that they resent what your progress represents. Maybe you achieved what they couldn't, or you fought through the same hardships that kept them stuck. They see your strength, and it reflects their regrets. Instead of celebrating you, they distance themselves or criticize, hoping to pull you back down to where they are. But hear this, your growth is not the problem. Their fear and jealousy belong to them, not you. Your only job is to keep moving forward, knowing that rejection from others doesn't mean rejection from your purpose. Let their fear and envy fuel your determination, not break your spirit. As you grow and evolve, it's natural for distance to form between you and certain family members. Growth changes the dynamics of relationships, especially with those who may have been comfortable with a version of you that no longer exists. Maybe you were the one who always needed help, who stayed silent to keep the peace, or who fit into a role they could control. But when you begin to rise, mentally, spiritually, or even professionally, you step out of that old mold, and they're not sure how to relate to the new version of you. Sometimes family members hold onto a frozen image of who they think you should be. When you evolve, it challenges their expectations, and not everyone is ready to embrace the change. Some may see your progress as a threat, not because you did anything wrong, but because your evolution reminds them of the areas where they haven't grown. Instead of celebrating your journey, they may choose distance, criticism, or rejection as a way to protect their comfort zone. It hurts, but it's also a necessary part of stepping into who you're meant to be. Not everyone will walk with you on every stage of your path, and that's okay. Growth can be lonely, but it's also where freedom begins. You have to be willing to let go of the relationships that no longer align with your new identity to make space for those who will truly celebrate your evolution. Keep moving forward, and the right people will find you on the other side. In many families, roles are assigned early, sometimes without you even realizing it. You might have been labeled the responsible one, the peacemaker, or the failure. These labels become expectations, and family members start to treat you according to those roles, regardless of how much you've grown or changed. It can feel like being trapped in a script someone else wrote for your life, and the moment you step outside those lines, the tension begins. When you try to break free from these roles, some family members may resist. They're not reacting to who you've become. They're clinging to the version of you that made sense to them. If you were the person who always stayed silent, they may not know how to handle your newfound voice. If you were the one who always asked for help, your independence can feel like a rejection of their past support. And if you were the one expected to fail, your success can feel like a disruption to the family dynamic. It's not your job to stay small to keep others comfortable. You have the right to grow beyond the role you were assigned. Breaking free may cause distance or conflict, but it's necessary for your own evolution. You are not defined by the roles others placed on you. You have the power to write a new story, one where you define your identity on your own terms, and that freedom is worth everything. Rejection from family is often less about you and more about what they see, or refuse to see, within themselves. When people project, they take their own insecurities, fears, or unresolved pain and place it on someone else. If they feel inadequate, they may criticize your success. If they've buried their own dreams, they may resent your determination. And if they've never healed from their own wounds, they may lash out at you just for growing. Projection is a way of avoiding accountability. Rather than confronting their own struggles, they make you the target. If they see strength in you that they don't have, it feels easier to tear you down than to rise to your level. If you're moving toward healing, they may reject you because your growth exposes their refusal to deal with their own pain. It's important to recognize that their rejection doesn't define your worth. It reflects their inner battles. You don't have to carry their projections as your truth. Their anger, criticism, or coldness is not about who you are. It's about what they're unwilling to confront within themselves. Stand firm in your identity. Your strength and growth are not threats, they're victories. Don't let someone else's projections stop you from stepping fully into your purpose. Pain, especially the pain of rejection from family, can feel like it's breaking you, but it doesn't have to. Pain can be a powerful catalyst, a force that propels you forward if you allow it. When rejection strikes, it reveals the areas where you need to heal, grow, or change. Instead of letting it crush you, you can use that pain as fuel for transformation. Rejection can teach resilience. It forces you to dig deep and find strength you didn't know you had. When the people you counted on turn away, you may feel alone, but it also pushes you to stand on your own 2 feet. That kind of independence can lead to a strength that no one can take from you. Pain also sharpens your sense of identity. When people reject who you're becoming, it's a chance to decide who you truly are, without their expectations or limitations. It may hurt, but it can also be freeing. You no longer have to fit into the mold they built for you. Instead, you can step into the version of yourself that you were always meant to be. Most importantly, pain can push you toward purpose. Many of the world's greatest stories began with rejection. What feels like abandonment today can be the very thing that drives you toward your destiny tomorrow. So don't waste your pain. Use it. Let it build you. Let it refine you. And when you rise from it, you'll be stronger, wiser, and ready to take on the world with a resilience that can't be shaken. When rejection comes from those closest to you, it can make you feel like you're standing on an island all alone. It's easy to believe that the pain of being cast aside means you're forsaken, but nothing could be further from the truth. The truth is, rejection doesn't erase your worth. It doesn't erase your purpose. It just means that the people who rejected you weren't meant to walk with you on the next leg of your journey. You are not alone, and you are not forsaken. Just because your family turned their back doesn't mean that you've been abandoned by the world. There are people out there who will see you for who you truly are. People who will love you, support you, and walk beside you through every storm. Family is not just defined by blood. It's defined by loyalty, understanding, and acceptance. Sometimes, the people who are meant to be in your life are not the ones you were born with, but the ones you find along the way. These are the people who lift you up when the weight of rejection feels too much to carry. These are the people who see your potential and believe in your journey, even when the ones you expected to do the same can't. You are worthy of love, respect, and understanding. The rejection you face today may make it feel like you're walking alone, but there is a network of support waiting for you if you keep your heart open. Don't let the absence of one group of people close you off to the presence of others. Keep moving forward because the right connections are coming, and they'll remind you every day that you were never truly alone. Betrayed by blood, why your family rejects you, the shocking truth revealed. Let me be clear, rejection, especially from family, hurts. It cuts deep because these are the people who should know you, who should love you unconditionally. But here's the truth. They may not always be able to handle your growth, your success, or your evolution. Rejection from family is often rooted in fear or jealousy. When you begin to grow beyond the boundaries they've set for you, it challenges them. It forces them to confront their own stagnation, their own insecurities. Sometimes, it's easier for them to pull you down than to rise up to meet you. But let me tell you something. Your evolution is not the problem. The truth is, your growth creates distance, not because you've changed for the worse, but because you've outgrown the limitations they placed on you. You are not meant to fit in their mold forever. If you've ever felt that weight, if you've ever felt like you didn't fit or that you were being held back, understand this. It's not you. It's the roles they've assigned to you. When you step outside of those roles, they don't know how to handle it. But this is your journey, not theirs. Your growth is about you stepping into who you were always meant to be. And it's okay if not everyone can walk with you along the way. Rejection, however, is often a projection. The pain you face from others is not always about you. It's about them. When they project their own insecurities, failures, or fears onto you, it's because they are not ready to deal with their own issues. It's easier to reject you than to face their own weaknesses. But their rejection is their struggle, not yours. Don't let their pain become your burden. Stand firm in who you are. Let their projections be the fuel that drives you forward. And yes, pain will come. It always does. But pain, when faced head-on, can be a catalyst. It can transform you into someone stronger, someone wiser, someone who understands their own power. You will not be broken by rejection. You will be made whole by it. Pain will sharpen your will. It will guide you. It will push you to places you never thought you could go. And in the end, it will be the thing that makes you unshakable. But even as you go through this, know this: you are not alone. You may feel forsaken in the moment, but that feeling is temporary. Rejection from family does not mean you have been abandoned. It means that the people who were supposed to walk with you in one season may not be meant for the next, and that's okay. You are still worthy of love. You are still worthy of belonging. You are still worthy of success. The world will bring you the right people, those who will see you, those who will celebrate you, and those who will support you in ways that family sometimes cannot. Rejection, especially from family, is one of the hardest tests you'll face, but it's not the end of your story. It's just a chapter. You have the power to redefine yourself. You have the strength to rise above it. And in the end, you will find the peace, the love, and the support you've been looking for, not from those who walked away, but from those who choose to walk beside you.